all heard about the stories of Kali, the fierce, destructive force, or some may call it the Kayamat ki Raat, or the Judgment Day, or Angre menu in pulses, which I am one, proudly. Kali is often depicted as a terrifying figure, towering an invincible force of nature which cannot be stopped. But what if Kali isn't just a figure, a mythical being towering over us? What if Kali is far more insidious? What if Kali is the very illness that plagues us? The unethical pharmaceutical practices that profit from our sufferings. The food industries that feeds us with poisons in disguise. What if Kali is the force behind the sufferings we endure every day? Historically, Kali has been known for the destructive force which brings ignorance, illusions, and evil forces. But in today's world, what if Kali isn't just a figure, but the very system that makes profits from our vulnerability? What if Kali is the pharmaceuticals which makes us dependent? The diseases we could have prevented, the toxic substances that infiltrate our food and water. What if Kali is the very system that keeps us sick, dependent, and addictive to substances that keeps us from living healthy lives we all deserve? India is diabetes capital of the world, and now the cancer capital, with over 15 lakh new cancer cases every year. Over 7.5 crore people are living with diabetes. And yet, and in fact, this number is set to be double up by 2045. But the very system we depend on to heal us, the pharmaceutical companies and the healthcare systems, often treats just the symptoms and not the cause. Even though there are many good doctors and many good healthcare practitioners working ethically and towards humanity, but still on a larger scale, the system has collapsed. The food we intake, the medicines we take, the sedentary lifestyle we live, they are all contributing to the cycle of sickness. This is Kali. The Kali which we need to surpass and which we bear every day. But Kali isn't just illness. She is violence. The violence which women in India face every day. Every 20 minutes, a woman becomes a victim of rape. 70% of women in India feel unsafe walking alone on roads. This is Kali. This is the force of fear which every human faces every day. This is the system of violence, inequality, silent family abuse, and oppressions which keeps women from living free and empowered lives. Just as Kali, who tears down the barriers and brings destruction, Kali in our society brings destruction for women. They have to bear the pain throughout. But what if we could fight back this Kali? What if we could empower women to cross the lines from fear to strength? I have made my personal mission to train women in self-defense. Put together, along with the association I'm attached to, we have trained more than 1.2 million women in self-defense free of cost across India. But self-defense is not just about defending their bodies. It's about empowering women. Self-defense is not just about physical techniques which are rarely used in practical lives and are limited to certain Instagram reels. Don't believe them. But it is about teaching women to stand tall, to feel safe in their bodies, to know that they have the strength to face any challenges they come across. Because martial arts is the art of fighting without fighting. And when women learn that they are powerful, and when women learn that they can protect themselves, they are no longer under the control of fear. And that's how they cross the line from being a victim to being a warrior. They have beaten the Kali of violence and fear. And that's how we beat this Kali, by empowering those who are made to feel powerless. Well, I'm Vispy Kharadi, and I've crossed many lines in my life, physically, mentally, emotionally. As a 16 times Guinness World Record holder in life-threatening stunts and feats of strength, I've realized one thing, that the real enemy is never outside. It is the Kali within. Be it fear, the pain, the doubt, or the weakness. I distinctly remember when I was supposed to perform my 15th Guinness World Record, which was holding the Hercules pillars for maximum time. Each pillar was supposed to be 160 kg each, but due to a technical glitch, which happens in India, one pillar was 166.7 kgs and the other was 168.9 kgs. And for a fraction of a second, the heavier pillar went off the platform earlier, which gave me a jerk, injured my forearm instantly, and I was about to give up in the first 10 to 15 seconds. If you happen to see my video, you'll understand. I closed my eyes and went into a meditative state and thought, what if I would leave this in middle? But living in middle is never taught in martial arts. Flashes of 10,000 people present in the arena was in front of my eyes. My forearms were burning as if they were on stove. Amidst all the chaos, I looked for calmness within me. And the result is, the previous record was done for 1 minute and 32 seconds by a giant strongman who himself was over 150 kgs. And I did it for 2 minutes, 10 seconds and 75 milliseconds, which is 40 seconds more. But these stunts aren't just about physical mind. It's about the battles with my invisible demons. Every record was a war. Every training session was a yagna. My body was put to test, but more than that, my mind was put on trial. I had to channel the energy of Hanumanji's strength, Bhishma's patience, and Parshuramji's fire. But more than that, the Kalki's resolve. Kalki is the final avatar, the one who comes to destroy the destroyer, and that's who I had to become over and over again. I have pulled trucks with my body, broken coconuts, broken concrete blocks, slept on nail beds, broken my own bones, bled on mats, sustained heaviest weight on my body, which was more than 1800 kgs, and I pushed myself to the edge of death, not to impress the world, but to cross my inner battlefield. Every time I stepped forward, the Kali had to step back. And this is what I teach. It's not about the strength, which is the muscle only, but it is about the decision to rise. The discipline to train even when no one is watching you. The mindset to believe in yourself when no one else does. This is the energy of the Chiranjeevis, the eternal warrior. And this fire we all need to ignite within us if we want to defeat the Kali of today. As a martial artist, I've had the honor of training the armed forces of our country, those who protect us from the external threats. While training them, I don't just train them into physical attributes, I train them into mental fortitude to stand tall against the dangers head on and beat the Kali of fear and uncertainty. If you all ever happen to visit the army hospital, you'll see many army men brutally injured. Many would be with amputated hands, legs, or probably both, with damaged eye or eyes. But even if you ask them then what they would like to do, they will still say they want to go to the battlefield and kill the enemy of the nation. This principle implies to you we all have the strength to face the challenges of our inner Kali. It might be pain, it might be illness, or it might be the external operations. But let's talk about another form of Kali. Kali of poor health. In India, sugar industry alone is valued at around $6.1 billion. Oh, I can't even calculate this number in rupees. And it's growing at the rate of 6.8% annually. Meanwhile, 7.5 crore people are living with diabetes. And India gets aggressive and starts discussing if there is one murder, one accident, a rape, or a political turbulence. Meanwhile, these 7 crore people are marching towards death. This isn't just a coincidence. This is the Kali of consumption and addiction. Food industries have poisoned us, and the pharmaceutical industries make profits from our sufferings. I've just seen some poisons outside also, the junk food. But now I ask you here, what if Kali is real? What if Kalki is not a future prophecy, but a present potential, awaiting to be awakened within us all? But Kalki, the final avatar, cannot stand alone. He needs the support of the eternal warriors, the Chiranjeevis, support of you, me, and every one of us. There are 7 Chiranjeevis. Hanumanji, the energy of devotion and strength, tells us to stand tall with discipline and purpose. Parshuramji, the one who destroys ego and injustice, tells us to stand against the corrupted system. Bali, he tells us to humbly submit and still get the grace even after death. Kripacharya, the eternal teacher, he tells us that the war begins with awareness and knowledge. Ashwatthama, cursed to walk eternally. This is just a result of rage, aggression, pain, and karma. Vibhishana, the person who chose truth over his own family and tells us to choose the truth even when it's not popular. And the last one is Vyas, the one who gave us Mahabharata, tells us that if knowledge is preserved, it can be light for generations to come. But these Chiranjeevis aren't just in myths, waiting in myths, but they are waiting within us, in you and in your actions. So, but the truth is, they can't win alone. We have to rise with them. We have to cross the inner lines. The line of laziness, the line of sedentary, numb life, the line of eating without thinking, the line of blaming without acting. The Chiranjeevis need us. The Kalki needs us. The world needs us. Bharat needs us. And if we want to support them, of course, not with weapons, but with our strength, awareness, and conscious living, we become the army that can defeat the Kali. And this is how the darkness will fall and the new Bharat will rise, which will be healthy, fearless, and resilient. In a nutshell, just cross your lines. Jai Hind. Thank you.